And we're back. Does not at all stack the same way in MMOs as it does in Cyberpunk. It really doesn't. What you are thinking of and what I am saying, I believe, are two different mathematical things. So, pen and paper, first of all. If you do, under normal conditions, if you do double damage, but you also do a crit for double damage, you don't do 4 times damage, you do 3 times damage. It's a rule that they always have to throw in randomly in the middle of a DM's guide, and everyone always gets confused, but it's just a basic mathematical rule. Similar things like that exist in MMOs, and there are ways to exploit stacking buffs to get excess damage, particularly sometimes when MMOs do crits. But as referenced by Cyrillac, the mathematics in Cyberpunk 2077, everything is multiplicative. So from the very beginning of the game, you can get revolvers. Revolvers do 2 times damage on headshots. 2 times damage, fine. Revolver does say 50 damage. 100 damage on a headshot. Kick ass. Underneath the stealth thing, you can do 30% more damage when attacking from stealth. So you're looking at 130% damage when attacking from stealth. Unless it's a headshot, then it's 260%. Also, at any point, you can crit for like another 4 times multiplier or another doubling just for ease of math, bringing us from 260 to 520% damage on 1 shot at the beginning. Everyone is based around you needing to do quite a few shots with your revolver. With any weapon, really. So you can generally drop people in 1 shot. This is with no points, essentially. You can put in more points, not hard, they're all like low-level requirements, to increase your attacks from stealth by 30% and then 50%, and to increase your crit chance when attacking from stealth by up to 120% at low level, give or take. And then you can, underneath sniping things, increase headshot damage by 50%. You can increase... if you put a silencer on the gun, you reduce its total damage by 17%, but you increase the damage you do from stealth by 2.5 times. The end result being that I have a revolver that lists 100 damage. If I hit you in the head when you don't know I'm there, you're not moving, so even I can hit you in the head. You take like, I don't know, 1,800 damage. If I drop you in the 1 shot, because it's a silenced weapon, no one else knows what happened. So I'm not out of silence yet. So then I just plug the next guy, plug the next guy, plug the next guy. If I need to add in distance, I can put a scope on my revolver, which increases the aim down sight time. But at this point, I'm using it like a sniper rifle. So who the fuck cares how long it takes to actually aim down the fucking sight? By this point, I'm doing way too much damage. And I'm at like level 6. I'm at like level 6 doing 1,400 damage. And there's a part where you play as John Wick, essentially. I'm forgetting his name right now. You play as John Wick, and his regular ass handgun does like 2,000 damage. And I'm already nearly doing that at level 6. You get to level 50 in this game. I haven't done much, and I don't have much cyberware or anything to increase my aim or damage further. But what I did have is this one ability that says, oh, I'm going to hack you for 5 seconds, and it pulls you out of combat. So if I fuck up killing someone, I can just exit the combat, re-stealth, and then snipe them again. It's an unnecessary thing, and it's because very little stuff stacks, so that all the weird little multipliers at the beginning of the game stack up, whereas a 30% of a 30% is not becoming 60%. It is becoming, like, instead of 130 to 160, it is becoming 170%, because you're getting like 30% of the 30, so you're getting like 10%. I know that's 33. We're rounding here for ease of speech. My point being, off of just those two things going together, you ended up with an extra 10%. Then you double, because every revolver has double damage on headshots. Then you double again plus 2.5 because you're attacking from stealth, but you also get the extra percentages. So you're gonna be like 800%, and then you just increase your crit chance, and you crit for like 4 times damage, and you're just plugging people in the head. And then even if you fail, you just exit combat and you just start it all over again. I fucking leveled up hacking by walking down the road, going to every fucking vending machine and going distract enemy, distract enemy, distract enemy, distract enemy, distract enemy. It's an unlimited resource. It has a recharge time, but it just gave me all the experience I needed to max the fuck out of hacking. It's like, what the fuck is even the point? There are 4 things, 4 skills that you don't have to do anything in, and you can easily and ridiculously fast power level them doing genuinely nothing. That is ridiculous. At this point, I'm not even sure. I know they're going to try to do a patch to balance it, but I don't even know how you can balance it without making the whole game unplayable. Like, over half of the game is based around like these stats, and the way they've done it, they would need to remove them from the game entirely. So what's going to happen is people are going to end up in a position to do shit. They're going to release a patch, and then everyone characters are going to be unplayable. And as soon as they're unplayable, because they're probably in an area where they could not survive without this math, everyone's going to quit the game and rate it as poor. So it's getting a bad rating with high refunds now. They're going to patch it and fix the math at some point, and as soon as they do, they're going to get review bombed because everyone's character is going to be suddenly unplayable. They did not do math right, and it's the basics levels of math. It baffles me how they did this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It adds multiplicatively, not additively. So it's not 30% and 30% equals 160%. It's 30% and 30% equals 170%. They did it fucking weird. But like what makes it the reason why this is exceptionally so bad is that just the revolver type. Every weapon has a range and everything else, but every weapon also has a damage multiplier based upon you headshotting people. And for some reason, revolvers have ×2. So all the math is exceptionally bad. Like a regular pistol is only 1.2. Like a shotgun, I forget what a shotgun is, but it's not 2. So every bad math in the game is more than twice as bad because the revolver does 2 times damage if you hit in the head. But it's not just 2. It's 2 times all the multipliers again. So if you get all your multipliers to say, all right, if I hit you, I do 2,000% more damage, then I hit you for double damage plus 4,000%. You get what I'm saying? Like they stacked it weird. Your numbers go up way faster than you can calculate. Like you could sit there and be like, okay, I do 100 and I'm adding on this. This will bring me to 140 damage. Okay, good. Plink. 763. Where the fuck did they get that math from? Like there's so much fucking goofy shit in their math. It is unbelievable that came out in the state it did. Everyone's bitching about all the other bugs and shit, like, oh, this is bad and it's making it unplayable, so on and so forth. They're refunding the game on like basically every platform. The company itself, Project Red, their stocks have gone down by 30%. Like they're going bankrupt over this game. Like go look it up. Their stocks have plummeted by over 30% and they're refunding on basically every platform. Practically no questions asked. This game has basically destroyed the company. I'm not entirely sure they can recover from it. It doesn't look like they can because a lot of companies, once you start down a steep enough spiral, you don't get to recover from that. There is no recovering from it. And losing 30% in the short time since this game released to now in their stocks, that's a pretty significant spiral. Like they might be bankrupt by year's end. This might be the end of them. That's how bad they screw up the math in it. It should not have been released. I see I have missed a bit of the chat during those rants. Hold up on me. Cheered the AMD fixing the video. Here we go. What you're not supposed to do is 60,000 damage. Your cam centered. If you use technical step, trick, attack, and embolden, they feed off each other. Sure, it's just 5% each time, but it's like 5% stacked multiplicatively. More, so instead of being 15, it's like 5 times 5 times 5. Kind of. It's like 5 times... Instead of 1 times 5, it's 1 times 5 times 1.05 times 5, if that makes sense. Minimum most, but the math makes it multiply less and less as the modifiers are added. In Cyberpunk, they're literally flat multipliers across the board. Do 110% crit damage naturally, then you get a gun that does 250% crit damage from it. You have a perk that allows you to crit an extra 30% while stealth. Numbers get absolutely insane, like the game breaking. You don't need anything but that gun for the rest of the game. Yeah, none of this is involving like the rare unique weapons or anything. Like literally a revolver. Grab a revolver, you win. With whatever stats you have for damage increases, like crits and assassin or whatever, They just, revolver definitely makes the math so much worse than anything else. My CP77 revolver does like 300,000 damage. Viano Keeves. Wait, you can put a scope on a revolver? Why? Because that's what you can do. But worse than that, you can put a scope on a revolver, but then you can like mod the things in the things. Like I have a chip in my head, but my chip can have mods. So the chip gives me a benefit, but it has mod slots I can use to get more benefits, like increased crit chance, things like that. Like everything in its uncle can be modded with more mods, and everything stacks. Everything. There is no diminishing returns. There is no flat caps based upon skill. Nope, it just stacks. Don't get me wrong, it's a fun game to play. I've put in quite a few hours, but it's just fun because of how easy it is to break. It's just a fucking power trip being like, oh look, that guy shot me for like 30 damage. I shot him back for 12,000. Huzzah. For instance, the crafting. Hold on. I have it on one of these. I wrote down my math when I was doing something with crafting. Where is the paper I wrote the math down on? I don't know. That math is gone forever, never to come back. Where's my clipboard? I have a clipboard for my notes during streams. Where did my clipboard go? Which one of you stole my clipboard? Aha! I have found my clipboard. Next time you'll have to be more careful when you steal it from me. Basic item in the game. Basic item in the game is a healing item that heals you for 30% of your health. Not a flat number, 30% of your health. So if you get more health, the basic item in the game cures you for more. Just making that clear. In order to make it, I took 1 point. The very first point in crafting, the very first perk point you can put in says, hey, when I dismantle something, I want to get back more points, more material than I normally would. So if you break down an empty water bottle, you get back 1 common crafting item. If you take this perk, you now get back 2. All right. Whenever that perk like that exists in any game, it tends to be, you know, slightly broken, but I'm sure it won't be bad in this regard. So the very basic item in the game, after taking the perk, I don't know what the cost was before the perk, in order to make this basic healing item, costs 7 normal crafting items and 2 uncommon crafting items. Ooh, uncommon, costly. But if I then immediately turn around and deconstruct that very same item, I get back 4 common, so I lost 3 common, shit, but I get back 5 uncommon. So I've lost 3 common and made a net positive of 3 uncommon. So if I just make and deconstruct the basic healing item, I convert common items into uncommon. And if I want more common, I go up to a vending machine, get a can of cola and deconstruct it. So I pay like $10 for a can of cola, deconstruct it for like 4 common items. And I can make this medical item and sell it for money, or just use it because it's 30%. Like they have an entire tree about having health regen, but literally I rock around with hundreds of this healing item. Every time fucking someone shoots me, I'm like I don't care. I'm just fucking chugging these drugs because I've got fucking hundreds of the damn thing. It doesn't fucking matter. I literally make money off of making healing items, so I don't need to care. And that's if I'm even in combat to begin with. And like, that's one point in their crafting thing is a perk that says you get more things back deconstructing. As you level up crafting, by crafting and deconstructing, wherever will I be doing that, you level up the actual tree. And as you level up the tree, by doing the tree, you get points for the tree. The more I shoot people with revolvers, the better my revolvers get. The more I craft, the better my crafting gets. At level 2 and level 3, It costs 5% less resources to craft items. Flat bonus. So 5% less and then 5% less again. So as you do it more, the more net benefit you get. Like literally at the beginning of the game, you just have unlimited money. If you have patience, you have unlimited money at the beginning of the game. Unlimited money. Done. It's really weird. Why is the PlayStation version unplayable? It's like scrapping your nades that are equipped. It gives you the XP, but not... I did not know that. That's a different glitch entirely, but that's fucking funny. That's not a mathematical glitch, but yeah. Scrapping your grenades that are equipped gives you XP, but does not actually scrap those grenades. I was told Witcher was also bad at release. I don't know how they don't learn, because they removed it from PlayStation Store. Yes, I'm catching up to do. Why did they remove it from the store? Because CD Projekt Red declared it easy. Refunds didn't notify anyone. PlayStation refunds are notoriously hard to get. PlayStation cannot handle the pressure of any kind, so they freaked out. Yeah. So CD Projekt Red are like, hey, just ask for refunds. All refunds will be approved. We'll give you your money back. We're sorry. But the problem is they didn't think about, I don't know, notifying the stores they were going to do this. So if it's like PlayStation and PlayStation never bothered to do refunds, all of a sudden everyone's going to PlayStation going, you owe us money. PlayStation goes, I don't fucking owe you money. And then the customer goes, they said I could give this back to you. You're the store, give me my money back. So now PlayStation is essentially on the hook if they don't do the refund. When the producer, like, there's a refund order in effect, they have to do it, but they don't have the shit in the middle to do it. So now it costs them money to figure out how to do all the refunds and process it all. Even though CD Projekt Red says we're gonna pay you guys back, they essentially never asked PlayStation if they could. So now PlayStation's like, no, we're not doing this. We're not selling a single game more because it's just gonna get refunded, and we would rather just not sell it than sell it and have to deal with refunding, because it's more costly to us to refund it than to just not sell it. So they don't sell it anymore. They said that before launch day, they already recouped dev costs. That was from the pre-orders. People are refunding the pre-orders, then they're losing that recouped dev cost. This also is the fact that they were rushed by shareholders in the community. They stated they wanted to wait to fix the bugs and nobody wanted to listen to them. Now they're fucking losing their company. Like CD Projekt Red is one of my favorite companies because they actually give a fuck. The community pressured them for an early release. They'll get sued by the investors for the lost stock and price in Europe. 8 years of development. Don't bullshit me. Storm, they delayed well over a year already because they publicly stated they wanted to wait until 2021 for the kinks to be worked out. Here's the problem with that, Storm. I know exactly what you're saying, but this isn't the kinks to get worked out issue. The actual game-breaking bugs, yes. The primary topic of what I am trying to address, though, is that the math is bad. There is no point in there where this math would have made sense. Like, there was not a work the bugs out. I fully believe that they intended the math to work the way it is in combat. I just don't think they thought it through. Listen, the company that's currently making testing game over a community of impatient people. Good luck with that if you pre-ordered. Buy a game today, you get it in 16 years. Good luck with that. And the pistol skill that removes range penalty. Oh yeah, and there's a skill under pistol that just removes any damage drop off, turning it into a sniper rifle. I bought the game to support them. Again, favorite dev. When a company says, hey, wait, we need some sort of shit, we should listen to them. This isn't EA or Ubisoft. It's the dudes and dudettes behind The Witcher 3, one of the best games of all time. I feel like they know what's best. Yeah, they were probably definitely right. And if they delayed longer, I would have been fine with it. Yeah. Yeah, no, makes sense to me. It should have definitely been delayed. I don't know why it absolutely had to come out right now, but they did. But like I said, even game-breaking bugs aside, the fucking math and combat's awful. I don't think they would have fixed that. That's the scope, isn't it? Just makes it worse. They didn't learn on the buggy release of Witcher 3. Never played any of the games. Also have no stock and just enjoy. They fixed the hell out of Witchercraft. What the fuck am Witcher 3? They were stupid active to make it more stable. Don't worry. They got you in your exploity ways. Your save file corrupts if it gets over 8 megabytes. So if you craft too much, you push your save too large and you will corrupt yourself. How does crafting make it get larger? I don't keep the items. So it's incredibly exploitable and has a messed up file size limit. People think it's tracking the crafted items individually in your save. Oh, good to know. RNG, I don't give a damn about the math. Well, maybe godlike shit. Skyrim is still buggy. I care about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I kind of want them to keep the buggy math in there. It is a fun game to tool around in. It's like old school Grand Theft Auto with cheats. It really just kind of is. They just made the math not stack. Just use the highest modifier. Yeah, but then half the shit in the game would be unusable. If you look, everything that they do in the game is just, that's the problem, is everything in the game is around the idea of you can customize yourself with more math and multipliers. But the problem is it's just too easy to get the multipliers. So if they make it just use the biggest modifier, then there's no point to 90% of the game. Why the hell would I care about any of the skill points if there is a chip for my brain that has a higher modifier? If they go off the highest one, I don't ever need to invest in that entire skill tree. There it goes, gone. Get rid of it. That's my point. The whole premise of the game is that you can stack modifiers. The problem is they wanted to make every modifier be like, ooh, this is a good modifier. Everything is 15, 30, 50%. Like none of it is like you can do 2% more damage, because they wanted it to be like, ooh, this gets me 15% more damage. That's the issue though, is if they stacked it the way they're stacking it, but all the numbers are small, you would think the numbers were boring, but the people min-maxing it would be fucking way OP. So they wanted to make sure that for the newbiest of players, every little bit sounds amazing and is awesome. And then all the min-maxers are like, but everything's amazing and awesome. So boop, 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 boop. I is am's God mode. Only 2 PP. The graphics so good with RTX. I swear NVIDIA pushed them to release to take the pressure off them. Yeah. There was also major bugs at release, and it was from NVIDIA. Like NVIDIA options borked the fuck out of the game on release. It like 100%. If I were to lay blame on any company, I would lay it on NVIDIA. If they had just did like AMD settings and shit from the beginning, game would have been fine. I have a video from that's what I'm tracking down. It is the live video on YouTube of when the tea drinker, I'm forgetting his name right now, the tea drinker who breaks games. He did his live, I'm starting to play the game right now. And the initial NVIDIA settings with RTX and shit, when you look at a mirror, the fucking NVIDIA card, because he's doing it on the same computer, which did not help. He was trying to record it with the card and use the game to do the RTX shit or some stupid nonsense. So it showed the mirror reflecting, but it's supposed to be doing some like super high depth NVIDIA ambiance God rays bullshit. So what it ends up doing is it places a secondary camera behind the mirror to see you, but then mirrors the mirroring to show it to you or something. What ends up happening is he's looking at the mirror and he sees himself in the mirror, and it renders a second mirror on top of the mirror that is mirrored from the mirror. So in the thing, when the guy raises his right hand, the mirror shows his first mirror's left hand raising, and then a little mirror in the mirror raising his right hand as well. So you have like this double mirroring going on, and the whole thing looks fucking trippy. It is running smooth, other than the fact that it's flashing in and out and fucking being weird, really weird. But yeah. And then if you look at all the fucking streamers, all the fucking streamers and reviewers, as soon as the game released, fucking blasted it into the ground for how buggy it was. And all of the fucking bugs were fixed if you turned off all the advanced graphic settings. NVIDIA hosed them. Fucking NVIDIA did an assassination job and like slipped some poison into their wine and crap. If they had just stayed with simpler settings and shit, and or just try to keep it not powered by NVIDIA RTX bullcrap, they would not have gotten blasted at the beginning. They'd be having much less of a need to refund people now. NVIDIA hosed them. This is all NVIDIA's fault. NVIDIA is an awful company. Let's get the mob together. Let's do this. Fuck NVIDIA. AMD for life. Spiffing Brit. Whole game is an epileptic seizure though. Like, why do games still put in motion blur? That one I don't know. I turn that shit off whenever I can. Yeah, just breaking bugs removed because they have to. No, none of them are even paying attention to the math, and most of it's like they're two weird game breaking bugs. One, category 1, which is what everyone noticed who tried to stream it at release. Naughty people trying to just stream at release to get those numbers. Bad on you. They all bitched about the major graphics issues and oh, this game is unplayable. Some people, a lot of them actually, even put up tweets directed at them saying I shouldn't have to lower my settings on my NVIDIA. Insert Turbo Boss NVIDIA card XYZ here for your game to play normal. Well, how about NVIDIA has not shitty commands? There you go. Let's just put that out there first of all. But a lot of weird issues also came with you can cause game breaking bugs in basically every mission if you're too good at it. Which again, all their math is bad, so you're too good at it. There is a bug. I don't know if they fixed this yet. We're at the very beginning. They're introducing you to the idea that you can hit tab to make your eyeball scan people and things to see what you can hack and shit. And you go to the doctor, and the doctor's got to fucking eyeball you, fucking yank your eyeball out, put in a new eyeball, and be like, hey, isn't this great? And then afterwards, you got to talk to the doctor again, and then talk to your friend upstairs. Okay, here's the problem. There is a bit at the end of it where you're supposed to like, oh, look, here's an item. I'm going to scan the item, you know, like to test it out. And then it'll be like, don't forget to talk to the doctor. And you go talk to the doctor and it goes, don't forget to talk to your friend. And then you go and talk to your friend. Problem is, first time I went in there, I just grabbed the item like as soon as I could. Like as soon as I could do anything, there's fucking, he's going over to this thing. I grabbed the fucking item. So I talked to him and then I stopped talking to him and I go to leave. So I talked to him and then I basically vacated the building. And then the game said, hey, you need to talk to him. But the problem is I'd already set the flag that I had left. So the game thinks I should be talking to my friend. But the friend hasn't been set yet because I haven't talked to him after doing the flag for talking to him. But the problem is I've already talked to him. So if I talk to him now, I don't get the conversation that sets the flag to make my friend appear upstairs. So I literally entered a state where I could not progress in the game because I talked to him too fast. I had to reload, sit there for a sec, then he says something, then I talk to him and the game progressed normally. There's another one where you're chain gunning the fucking roof, and then during the fight, you see people coming out of a door down the stairs up to the roof. So if you played any game with helicopters, you're like, all right, gun them down now. Reinforcements usually mean stronger weapons. So I gunned the fuck out of them in the doorway and the guy died in the door. Well, the problem is he died in the door. He never left the door. So that dude didn't set a flag saying I'm on the roof. So never spawned more dudes. So I never killed the extra dudes. So I didn't kill all the dudes. So I couldn't land on the roof till they were all killed, but they weren't spawning because I killed a guy too fast. Like that's literally every other game breaking bug is you did something too well. Go back again and do it slower. As soon as I redid the thing and let the people hit the roof first before I killed them, that mission ran buttery smooth. That's like all the actual major game breaking bugs is because people are too good at the game. That's all their fixes is just, but what if they're too good? But what if they're not that bad? That's every game breaking glitch I run into is I did a part too well. So the game breaks and the graphics settings are too high, and if you're too good at the missions. The lessons here is fuck that game, pretty much indeed. Full company for pulling this multiple times, and NVIDIA in specific. Salted buttery smooth. Can't wait for their their next one. Yeah. I've run into like 3 or 4 major glitches where the game just would not progress at all. And it was because I had prevented a trigger from happening because I did something. There was one room where you're killing people. It's after you grab this robot thing and you approach the door and then like you click the door and the game fucking cinematic throws you through the door and locks it behind you. Okay, cool. As soon as I went through the door, I revolvered. I went pew, 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 killed people. I guess one of them was supposed to say something. Like there was a conversation or something that was supposed to happen. You're like supposed to listen to. I killed them all and got stuck in the room. And then the next time I waited a sec, they said something, I didn't pay attention. I killed them all again, a door opened, or a door was able to be opened. So yeah, that's all their not graphical based, you did bads, is they just didn't think people would be that good. They put all their triggers a bit late. Like I think they expected everyone to just be like, ooh, it's cinematic and pretty. But the problem is, because high cinematics borked the game, everyone's cinematics were low. So they just try to play it fast to get through the story that might be acting buggy, so they can get back to the free roaming areas and just kill people. If you do the mission too fast, it bugs. That could be 100,000 reward. Always have been. Always have been. Wait, so it's all Oklahoma? Always has been. But yeah, no, it's a fantastic game. Like, after everything I've just said, I would be lying. Like, I'm not saying the game is bad. You just have to know what is wrong with the game, if that makes sense. I've been having tons of fun with the game. I like it. Like I said, it's a good power trip. I'm kind of nervous for when they fix it. Because I generally am not entirely sure I will enjoy it as much once they fix the math problems. Still amazing. Once the patches are implemented, it's going to be a top tier game. Yeah, I love the game. Everything I've just said, please nobody mistake anything I've just said as a don't get the game. All I'm saying is know what you're getting, but get the game. Unless it's on a console, in which case apparently it runs even worse than normal for everywhere else. And good luck with that. Consoles are peasants. No, I suppose you can make an argument the other way in this case, if consoles can refund and PC can't. But actually, they wouldn't need to do that on PC, because if you're doing it on PC, you're doing it on Steam. And Steam already has a default refund system. And if there is extenuating circumstances, Steam will refund even outside the normal limits of 2 hours. So even if you put in like 10 hours, you could probably refund it on Steam by going, hey, it's this game. And Steam will probably say yes. Like, a lot of people think that it's more strict than it is. What it is the Steam refund system is less than 2 hours for no questions asked. That's what the 2 hour thing is. It's not you can only refund it within the 2 hours. After the 2 hours, you have to have a reason. That's it. So if it's a game like this and you have it on Steam and for some reason you want to refund it, even if you got like 3-4 hours on it, you could probably be like, yo, I keep trying. It keeps being buggy. I would like to refund it. I'm willing to bet you're going to get a refund from Steam. What definitely helps this, by the way, this is just like politics or Steam game buying politics. If you ask for a refund from Steam, ask for it to refund to your wallet, not back to the original card. I have nothing to back this up, but it just makes sense that Steam would care a lot less to refund a game if you keep the game in your Steam wallet, because it means Steam still keeps the money. They just give you an IOU essentially. If you're refunding a game for an IOU versus you're refunding a game for money, an IOU is so much easier for Steam to handle that I'm willing to bet that there's much more leeway on a refund if you're just asking for the refund to be back to your wallet or not back to the Steam wallet. That's like the first step of it too. They go, what do you wish to do? Refund. How do you wish to refund this? Steam wallet. Why? Like, that's the first thing they do is they're like, where do you want this to go? before they even ask you any details. They're like, all right, where are you wanting the money to be? All right. You're basically asking easy mode or hard mode. You want your money back today? Welcome to the brand new game of I Want My Money. First question, easy mode, hard mode. You want it in your Steam wallet? Easy mode it is. Not saying like to abuse the system, but a lot of people are like, oh, I played it for 2 hours and 5 minutes. My window's closed. I'm stuck with this garbage game. No. Steam's actually pretty nice about that. Also, my back thing somehow ended up underneath my ass. He squished it. Where's the bottom? Bottom's here. I'm like hurting my back. Is it because the chair's in a wrong angle? I'm a little sad that it's a more railed storyline than Witcher 3 or Skyrim, though. I mean, maybe? Like I get what you're saying, but it's an open world game. It has a railed storyline, but in an open world game. So just don't do the storyline and you're golden. Like, I get what you're saying, though. You want there to be more choices and more effects based upon what you do, but as far as like literally the way I treat it, is the whole purpose of the game is to just go around Night City fucking wreck and shop. No. Everything else is just fucking dressing. Like, here you go. Here's the ribbon and shit to make it be nicer and presentable and to give a story for people who want a story. But really, I don't think that was the purpose of the game at all. It doesn't play like it is. This is the point where I think I have to start focusing on the roof. There are 2 holes in the walls, but I can't fix them because otherwise I would need to make a hole in the wall. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. One over here I think I can fix. So I think I can walk diagonally from the one on the left. The one on the left, though, I'm basically fucked on that one. Oh, you know what I can do? I know what to do. It's because I did that wrong. I can do this from the outside. If I get rid of that, make that a floor, put one there, then that's on the outside. I make the wall there. Ba-bing. Best I can hope for is to pull a No Man's Sky. I've said this at least 9 times. 2-hour refund. I don't know about that. No Man's Sky was abhorrent on release. Here's the thing. Everyone keeps talking about No Man's Sky like they did some mystical thing. No, they kind of haven't. Like, I know that after all these years or all this time, they fixed the game and maybe now it is playable and in fact enjoyable. That's nice. But I don't think I'm the only one to basically just now be like, they didn't follow through on their promise. They directly lied to me. Clue my face from their face on the screen. They directly lied to me. And I don't have faith in their products now. I don't have No Man's Sky. I have no intention of getting No Man's Sky. I'm not randomly thinking right now, oh good, they fixed it, now I can get it. Now just if I hear, oh, here's the game by the people who did No Man's Sky, I'm already just gonna remember the fucking launch of No Man's Sky and be like, no. Also, as a secondary thing, this is reminding me back to Cyberpunk 2077. They did so much marketing on that game. How did no one think that this is gonna be a rocky start? There's no reason to do that much hype for a game if it's not going to be rocky. Think about it. If it's going to be smooth, you don't need hype for the hype train. Trains work well on smooth tracks. If there's gonna be fucking something wrong and you're gonna have to work uphill for your game, you're gonna need to give the hype train a ton of momentum to get up that hill. You don't need momentum on a flat plane. That should tell you right there. Fucking using physics to solve marketing. If it's gonna be a fucking flat, smooth release, you don't need momentum on the hype train. Like Storm said, No Man's Sky literally just didn't. They said they were doing something and they didn't. It's like No Mass Effect. It's not just going to be 3 endings. You won't say to yourself, do I have ending 1, 2, or 3? You have multiple variables and your ending will be your own. They're right. You didn't get to choose ending 1, 2, or 3. You got to choose ending red, blue, or green. Congratulations. I don't care if they modded it later on to have 6 endings. I'm not playing through the game to get one of the 6 endings. They fucked it. Content rage. Hello, Blue Ink Ogre. I'm a bad person to argue with. I hang out with nerds and other people who have nothing better to do than argue. I mean, same. I love a good argument. I like real arguments, just not salty boys. See, this is my point. I always want to define the difference between an argument and a debate. I feel like if people are genuinely getting salty and they might want to hit you, then that's an argument. If it's you have a disagreement of thought, even if you end up at the end of it both thinking the other person's a fucking moron, that's a debate. I have several screenshots of a Discord convo that makes no sense. All I can do is ask this guy where Elon touched him. Like I'm tempted to just post it to Reddit and kid will get final mark on his Twitch, get banned and probably sued. Not even by me, who is a center of angry boy bullshit. Is this a Mass Effect 3 rant? I'm ready. No, it's not a Mass Effect 3 rant because I never played Mass Effect. Slight lie. I played 1 and I played 2 a bit before at some point I just got bored and stopped playing it. I never played all the way to 3, but I did have an NCO when I was in Japan who played 3 to the end. And the amount of salt that flowed from him was glorious because he was a chill. He was a chill fucking dude. The amount of salt that flowed through him was enough to spice up any meatballs. It was fantastic. What? What do you mean that's it? The best part too was he didn't even know that you had to do the little mobile game to get the best ending at the end of 3. He had not a clue about the mobile game version. Oh my God, that made him extra salty. The fact that I got to deliver that to him. Oh. It's like Stardew Valley, you know, planting your own berries and that harvest day comes. Oh, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. So many salty cranberries. So many salty cranberries. It was iconically bad. Get her done. Yeah, no, it was awful. But yeah, no. So perhaps maybe, I don't know. Like I kind of don't even have a direct intention to do the game. Cyberpunk 2077. But maybe at some point for laughs, I will, I guess. Just for those years, like, look how fucking broke it is. Ahaha. What I do find funny though, is that there were a bunch of streamers and YouTubers who had issues that I am immune to, which I thought was weird. The reason why I do things the way I do it is to make sure I have maximum compatibility and playability with games. I have a computer that is the one with the game on it. Dwarf Fortress running on a completely different computer than what is recording. I have a dual monitor setup and each monitor is for a different computer. I am not a high level YouTuber streamer. This is what I thought was like to make sure it got done effectively and well. A lot of people, like the one thing with NVIDIA, that particular double mirror glitch was happening specifically through OBS because the NVIDIA was trying to render it and the card was showing it in 2 different things that the recording software was picking up on. It didn't show up under display grab, for instance. It only showed up under game grab. I thought it kind of weird the amount of high level people, we'll say, high level streamers and YouTubers who showed a clip or complained about a type of bug that could only happen if you were playing on the same game you were recording with. That I found interesting because I do not know why you would play on the same game you're recording with, particularly if you have as much resources as I assume these people have. Like, just after all this time, they're like, oh, I have a really beefy computer, but they only have like the one really beefy computer. I just thought that one was kind of weird. Because funnily enough, what that would have meant is had I, the day of release, streamed the game, I would have had one of the most stable streams. Day of release, I would have had one of the most stable streams of anyone playing, because my game would have been on a different computer instead of the computer streaming it. Because I would have been fucking fragging out the graphics card. I actually have a Radeon. I think that alone would have meant that I was better equipped than most of the people doing it. But separate from that, I would have had an even easier time because play on a different one you record from. Like, we learned that way long time ago, like over a year and a half, 2 years ago. I have no clue why these bigger name folks only have the one PC. I thought you meant Mass Effect 3, and I was gonna say do the game is half the game. Hot off-screen alien mishmashing them salty cranberries. Have you ever tried to stream Minecraft? I've heard you need a capture card to make it work. Yes, 2 computers would probably do it. That is kind of one of the reasons. Yeah, little over, what was it, guys? 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I tried doing a modded Minecraft. Not even like exceptional. I think it was on a server with TikToks. So the mod was just like, I was putting in extra graphics. Like I did, Optifine was putting in a 32 by 32, I think. Like that was it. Wasn't like crazy mods or anything, just higher def graphics to make it look more realistic. And on my end, everything was good, but through the networking in OBS to Twitch, apparently Twitch was dropping frames somehow. So it was around then where I was like, definitely I need to switch to 2 PCs. You know, oddly enough, right after that, I stopped doing Minecraft. But yeah, no. It's very, very basic concept. It's just like, oh, these should definitely be 2 things. You should not have something particularly processor heavy. Like I said, I understand. I'm not saying you need to. I'm not trying to be elitist for streaming. I find it weird that we'll say higher ups, the big names don't. That's what I find weird. They definitely have the capability to be doing it double PC. I don't know why they aren't. Oh yeah, no, I forgot about the 2 statues because they weren't showing up in the request list. All right, so there was a statue of being outside with the chicken tendies. I can put the statues out here near the building. Actually, no, we'll put it near the front door. That way everyone can think about it as they walk in. Statue of chicken. And the eagle needed to be in a hall somewhere? Hey, do my best. What hall? Chicken hawk in a hallway. And suffering dwarf with chicken nuggies outside the door. But which hallway? What hallway are we talking about? What's the hawk supposed to be doing? Bedroom hallway. Bedroom. So by the suites. So I don't have a... It's gonna have to be the hallway leading to the dorms. I don't have a hallway by the bedrooms. I think you've got to be meaning the dorm hallway. There we go. Bing, bing, boom. Wait, no, I know what you mean. The suites cover 2 different floors with a hallway in the middle. That's the bedroom hallway you mean. This actual one. Build statue. Most of the beds right now are up there, so it'll have to be around here. Eagle. There we go. I figured it out. It took my brain a little bit. All right. And whatever happened with the chalk. Still making more chalk blocks. Huzzah. And we've made more coffins. On the bright side, that floor today is going to be finished. or I should say is already finished. We have to do the ceiling on it for sure, but the actual laying of the walls, it's finished. Now, what we are going to have to do, shock block, is I won't change the screen, but I will have to do a quick BRB because I'm going to use the bathroom. I shall be right back.
Completed! I've made an amazing artifact!
Ah, I see we have made the artifact. Hold on. Hold on. We gotta prep a thing to be an asshole. Oh, now I can't see. There you go. Now I'm flexing. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Look at that sweet fucking damn near tangled mop of hair. Look at me not being in the military anymore, Storm. Look at me not having NCOs yell at me to fucking trim this up into a medium fade. It's not matching AR 670-1 or whatever the fuck it was. Your beard is out of regulations. Eat a fat one. Your beard is out of regulations. I'm gonna take away half your money so you know to keep your not beard, mustache in check. Where are my glasses? Getting off me. There we go. Sorry to interrupt the rants with Dwarf Fortress. Long Dark Free. No, I've given up on Epic. I mean, I'm not. You're free to put out what Epic has in the chat if you so wish, but I've given up. Any game that I bought on Epic did not update for over a year until it hit Steam, and then they got major fucking updates, and I would need to buy the game again on Steam. So, if anything's only on, sorry, not even only on. If something's on Epic, there's no point in buying it for me. Tobul Iton Zokol, the nurse, has created Igolashik, a conical rope reed cap. So it's a dunce cap. He claims as a family heirloom. Igolashik Control Rent, a conical rope reed cap. Worth 43,200 dwarf bucks. This is a conical rope reed cap. All craft store ship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with rope reed and horse leather and encircled with bands of rope reed and pomegranate wood. It is made from rope reed cloth. The object is adorned with hanging rings of chalk, bauxite, and pyrite, and menaces with spikes of lignite. On the item is an image of Unib Tongs Labors, the dwarf, and Doctrine Orbs, the dog, and Rope Reed. Unib Tongs Labors is making a plaintive gesture. Doctrine Orbs is laughing. The orc relates to the mortal wounding of the dwarf Unib Tongs Labor by the dog Doctrine Orbs in FogBasement in the late winter of the year 179. On the item is an image of a plum tree in brown zircon. Okay. Dog laughing at a plaintive dwarf, of course. Now, that problem is he just took over the cloth shop, didn't he? Damn it. Dress, vest, robe, cloak, trousers, cap, glove, sock, shoe. Back to making high quality clothing. Shit finally updates on Epic now. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. My thought is I tried to be nice. I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. My thought was, you know what? Epic's being weird and sketchy about this. However, if they are providing competition to Steam, then maybe this can somehow open the market and be more beneficial to developers to release. So they don't just get caught up in the flow of everything on Steam. That's what I thought. Somehow we'll make this better for developers, get more high quality games from lesser known developers as opposed to just AAA schlock. And what happened is all the developers released for their 1 year commitments to Epic, took our money, didn't update a damn thing, and then released again on Steam, asking for our money again, and then they updated. No, I'm sorry, but no. All the initial game companies have proven to me that there is no purpose. The idea to me was that it would make it be a better environment for game developers, and then all the early game developers that fucking did it spit in my face. They spit in my face and they laughed. So I don't care. Even if somehow it proves in the future that it's good for game developers, I tried to do something in good and proper good faith to game developers, and they fucking pissed on the goodwill. So I don't care. The entire experiment with Epic is fucking pointless. I give no two shits. 6 months so now, but they still won't support Steam Workshop because as much grab as Epic. Also, it's your own fault for buying on Epic. That's not Epic's fault though. No, but here's the thing. Epic was already doing dirty by splitting the games and the fan bases. I was willing to overlook Epic doing dirty because the store is still garbage, by the way. Epic doing dirty because I had goodwill for the developers. You get what I'm saying? The developers spit on the goodwill, so there's no more goodwill for the developers, which just leads me back to the original topic of Epic doing dirty. I have literally, and this is recorded. You can find the records from when I was talking about getting Hades and shit like that and streaming those games. People were like, I'm not going to get it on Epic. And I was like, wait, hear me out. And I defended Epic. I defended Epic for the purposes of game developers, and the game developers spit on the idea. So there's no reason for me to defend Epic, is there? I like, if the target of my goodwill does not want the goodwill, then there's no reason for goodwill, even if it happens to be going towards Epic in lieu of the game developers. No goodwill to game developers? Fuck it. No goodwill through Epic. They get nothing. Yep, store's still garbage. Yeah. Epic has no intention on itself being good. Epic was doing dirty. They were just trying to take the developers. Which, all right, I was fine with that. I was like, all right, cool. Developers need better representation. They need better terms. Sure. Epic's being dirty, but maybe this will get Steam to be more upfront. I always assumed Steam was going to win that one, to be clear. I just always assumed that Epic would get Steam to relent, and then Steam would just in the long term be the better one. I didn't think of Epic as doing anything other than providing competition, not being effective at it. But like I said, all the developers didn't do anything with it anyways, so it didn't matter. One of them I'm looking at is Hades. I got Hades on Epic As far as I'm aware, they barely touched it. Not too much on Epic. They released on Steam. Major updates. Major fucking updates. We all knew that Noosa was the best. And now she friend zones you. They ruined it. By the way, I'm hoping I haven't ruined anyone's hearts. That's a meme that's been going around the internet. I'm assuming everyone was in some way, shape, or form aware of that. Probably should have made sure before I made the joke, but oh well, it's out there. I've ruined everyone's lives now. Yeah, devs only use Epic to buy time. Free games still free, but not if I have to do it on Epic. If I then want to do that, ease of use, possibly with friends and shit, I'm gonna have to go get it again on Steam. So getting it for free on Epic just means essentially I'm wasting my time because the account's not gonna be on Steam. Like I have the attention span of a fucking mud guppy. I'm gonna do the game once. If I like it, I'll do it again, but I'm not going to do it again on a different platform where I don't even at least have the credit of doing it the first time. It doesn't make sense. And as for free games still free, that's kind of how I treat Humble Bundle. I do their subscription thing. I do the subscription thing, the yearly subscription thing every fucking time. And then every month they're like, let's see what the new games are. I see like maybe a game or two that I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting. I suppose I'll take a look at it because it's free. But really, if you break it down in the long term, I'm only essentially even trying the same amount of games that it probably cost me for the fucking yearly thing to begin with. So really, it's just, I now have a shit ton of game codes I don't do anything with. I keep thinking over, not debating whether or not I should, more of an application of how, of figuring out how to get some of those codes to you guys. But the real thing, what's going to happen is if I do that, is essentially I'm just going to refine the codes that are garbage. That's how that's going to work. Because what's going to happen is I can't do the game and then see if I want to give you guys a code if one of you likes it, like wins a raffle or something, because then I'd be playing the game, which meant I use the code, so you don't have the code then. Conversely, I, for some reason, do raffles at the best of times, and either I let you pick what game from the list of games I have are, or I do raffles for different games. No one's going to pick the games that no one wants, and no one's going to enter the raffles for the games that no one wants. So what ends up happening is all the good games that might be slightly interesting leave, and I'm just left with an ever-growing list of games that definitely suck. So I've been trying to figure out how to do that. No guy you can talk to, he does that. Ask me later in Discord or something. About what? Oh, the game code thing. The raffling. Because secondarily to that, as I've experimented on, and we've covered this a few times, I have experimented before. Clean up the mud. There are certain rules, we'll say, to raffles. They kind of have to be anyone can join type things. Like, I don't think I'm legally allowed to do a raffle and it only be for, say, regulars. I think I can change the chances. I can change the chances in regulars and subscribers' favors, but I can't say only subscribers can enter the raffle, for instance. One. So two, there's always the issue of someone else entering the raffle. But then secondarily to that, you can't do a raffle effectively for new viewers. I can't put out, hey, watch my stream, I'm raffling this many games every hour, this game during this hour, this game during this hour, whatever. A bunch of people will show up during the correct raffle and the numbers will disappear again immediately. So even if you were to try to use it in some sort of marketing sense to try to get more viewers, can't work. Try to go counter to that and be like, ooh, it's nice that you joined, but you're disqualified. That can technically be held against me, and I can have court cases brought against me. Thank you, America. So I can't do it that way either. Now, of course, that just leaves the randomly, like, not pointing out that I'm doing it, then whoever is here happens to be here. There is that. That is one that's most likely to work as a fun little thing. But then again, you end up with sometimes, I guess, maybe people getting a game and being like, ooh boy, I got Rat Race. Thank you. Thank you for Rat Race. I've always wanted to have Rat Race. You have made this little child's heart super happy by bringing me the game of my childhood. Huzzah.
You're amazing. You now have a name.
That is a valid problem, though. The list contains the worst games that nobody wants. I mean, yeah, that's kind of true. Hellfire's Skyrim has bestowed the name Delathamad upon a steel shield. Because if you look at any Humble Bundle month thing, there is essentially two. Every month in the Humble Choice thing, there are at least 10 games, sometimes 11, sometimes 12. There are at least 10 games. 2 games are the advertisement. 2 games are the reason why you do the Humble Monthly Choice thing. The other 8 games are, we can't get rid of these codes. Do you want them? That's kind of it. That's literally it. So anyone in chat, feel free and attempt to back it up and tell me that I'm wrong. That literally what it is they've worked out the math, and on average per month, you probably pay slightly higher than the 2 good games in the list, and the other 8 games are games they were never going to get rid of to begin with. For those of you watching on the YouTube archive, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.